Private War, Rosamund Pike. Plus, learn the benefits of running when you check out our Running 101 course. All next on Live. And now, here are Kelly Ripa and Ryan Seacrest.
Thank you.
Happy Friday, everybody.
Yes.
It's Friday, November 2nd, 2018. We made it. I just want to point out the second lady there in the yellow turtleneck.
Yes.
You are shockingly strong. When you
She gave a double five.
You double fived me and almost knocked my socks off. So good.
Sorry.
No, good for
you up.
I'm just saying, good for you. That's amazing. I want to work out at your gym. She was like, boom. I was like, okay, I'm sorry.
She brings the force.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Good morning. Good to see you. We had Thanksgiving last night, actually.
Oh, at your house?
No, we went out for dinner.
Oh, you did?
We had an
Okay.
Italian Thanksgiving.
Okay, tell me what that entails.
Well, we're not Italian, but we could get a reservation last night. But it just happened that everybody, my sister is here. She's pregnant. My parents are here. And we're going to be in different places around Thanksgiving.
Oh, so you're all
So we decided to do it sort of spontaneously last night while we were together.
That's very nice.
So check that box. We're done.
Yeah, you're done. You got it all settled.
Clear runway for November.
Isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
You just get to. So are you going to? You're going to be out of town.
Yeah, Shane and I will go somewhere, and my sister's having the baby, so she's getting ready for all of that.
Yes, she's in lockdown.
By the way,
Yes.
don't try any mind tricks on me. You're trying mind tricks on me.
I don't know what you're going to say, but yes, I am.
So I'm sworn to secrecy.
Oh, you have the name.
I got the name of my niece last night. And my sister is terrified that I'm going to say it somewhere live.
It's Ryan, isn't it? It's Ryan. I think Ryan's a great name.
With mind tricks.
Ryan is a great name for a girl. Ryan is a great name.
It's a beautiful name for a girl. Kelly?
When you look at me that close, I actually can't see you. I'm not really trying mind tricks. I'm just trying to see your face.
Well, this is the first time that we have a newborn coming into the family, and so those of you who have been through all this, you know how sacred the name is, and so she has told. So I said to my mom, I did the same stare. This morning? Do you know? She's like, maybe. I'm like, Mom, you can say if you know. She says, well, I know the names. I said, the names.
Names.
I said, you got more than one? She said, yeah.
Oh, a middle name.
I don't know. I just was told. We haven't had a chance to discuss.
It's Nana Ginny. Is it Nana Ginny? Please tell me it's Nana Ginny.
The name is not Nana Ginny.
If I could go back in time, knowing you now, I would name one of my children Nana Ginny. I really would, because my Nana Ginny stories that you tell me are my favorite stories.
Kelly thinks that, well, not that you think, that most of them are connected to my grandmother, but, you know, one time when I was constipated, she relates that to Nana Ginny's house.
I do relate it because I remember your mom was doing a cooking segment on this very show, and I said, has Ryan ever been constipated? She said, that one time at Nana Ginny's. So when I hear phrases like that, I lock them into my brain for eternity.
What was the reason that question came up?
Because it was just a cooking segment question.
Hey, we're going to make something. Has he ever been stuck? Has he ever been where he just couldn't have the movement?
Because parent to parent,
that's one of the things you think about.
This is what we discuss. Our children's constipation. What were they like as, you know, a child? Were they good athletes? Were they early readers?
Right.
And were they constipated? That's sort of like how it lines up.
You'd done it out of order, but yes, it was, and it was Jack and Suzanne's where I was constipated.
I know. That's what your sister said, but I think your mom was pretty certain it was at Nana Ginny's
Well, it might have happened
after you
there, too.
stayed there for 2 weeks.
Maybe one summer.
1 summer. You stayed there for 2 weeks, and then that's... Anyway, I won't bore you with the details, but we'll wait for your mom to come out. She'll
tell it. The most popular baby names, I looked this up since this was a topic of conversation last night at the apartment. For 2028, though, they had an article that just came out for 2028. The most popular girls' names.
In 10 years from now?
Yeah, in 10 years.
Okay.
They're predicting them.
Oh, okay.
Number 1 will be Charlotte, then Amelia. Do we have any of these in the house? No? No? Then Harper. Number 4, Emma, and rounding out the top 5, Olivia for the girls.
I feel like,
these Olivia more than the others.
These are the top names now. Are they predicting that we're going to in a holding pattern?
The boys' names: Liam at number 1, Mateo at number 2.
Yes.
Do you have a son named Mateo? Has he ever been constipated?
Probably.
Maverick at number 3. I think it's too much to live up to.
That's a great name.
No, it's too much pressure to be a Maverick.
You know my son Maverick, my other son Ace.
Their school.
My other son Goose.
Noah number 4, and Lincoln rounds out the top 5.
Huh.
I don't know any Lincolns.
Boy, the boys' names got
Lincoln?
such a bigger reaction. You know Lincoln.
I can tell you that. Well, I can't say. I don't want to say anything because I promised my sister I would not screw it up.
Oh, wait, there's one of the names on there?
No,
wait a minute.
Stop playing the mind game. Stop.
Wait, let me see. It's one of the boys' names. It's one of the boys' names.
No, it's not one of the boys' names.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
No, what I'm trying to say, I'm not going to say anything. And I said to Marin, I said,
your hands can't, I can still read your mind through your hands. Your hand's not working.
You can trust me with secrets. I have known the winners of American Idol all day before we announced the finalists.
Yeah, but there was that one year that you showed the audience. Somebody saw it.
I didn't show anybody. Ruben and Clay were just taller than I was and could see over my shoulder.
They could see over you.
To read the card.
Everybody saw the card. Well, that's exciting. Yeah, very exciting. Yeah, but they could change their mind.
Or they could have tricked me and told me.
I'm just telling you that our daughter Lola was Sophia. That was going to be her name. Her name was Sophia.
Can you remind everyone who came out on this Friday the reason your daughter's named Lola?
Well, some of you know the story, and some of you are tired of the story, and some of you, I just don't care. Here we go.
It never gets old.
So I was in labor, not my favorite labor, one of my least favorite labors. Like really, I had really easy pregnancies. All of them were easy, and but then labor happened, and it was like, you know, God got even. Like, okay, you had an easy pregnancy, but now it's all going to hit the fan at once. So I was in a cab going from the west side to the east side, and we lived on the west side, and we were going cross town, and we were in this cab that was lacking every kind of shock that you need to be in. So it was almost like horse and buggy, you know. And you know, if those of you who have been in labor, you know what I'm talking about, where it's like just, you know, the sound of your husband's breathing hurts your soul, right? And so we didn't know if we were having a boy or a girl, so we had a boy's name and a girl's name. And all of a sudden, in the cab, he had the 70s radio station on, and Copacabana from Barry Manilow comes on the radio. And Barry sings, the radio is playing the song, and Barry sings, her name is Lola. And I turned to Mark and I said, that's a great name for a girl. And I think he was just like, yeah, whatever makes this less painful for you. And then we saw her and we thought, yeah, she's a Lola. Because she had like long hair when she came out. She came out with long hair.
God, imagine if other 70 songs were playing what her name could have been from back in the day. Just think of all the 70s titles.
Right. You've met my daughter, Witchy Woman.
So, Rock Lobster.
Right. It's more of an 80s song.
What would we fall back this weekend? Daylight saving.
Yeah, we get an hour.
Daylight saving time. Not savings, saving time.
I keep hearing that daylight savings ends this weekend, and that's saving ends this weekend, and that's why we are falling back, because the daylight saving is why we flash forward, and we are saving more daylight, so we have the daylight.
I think we have the darkness, but we get more darkness.
We are about to be plunged into darkness. That's why they keep saying that daylight saving is ending, plunging us into darkness.
Which is good news for the weekend because we gain an hour of sleep Saturday overnight.
But
right?
we can all agree that we're still going to wake up the same time we always do, and we're going to be plunged into darkness.
There are 2 states. Why do we even still do it? Because there are 2 states,
Arizona.
Hawaii and Arizona,
Right.
that do not observe it. And as far as I know, please feel free to write in, but you guys are fine, right? So do we need to do this back and forth? My mom said it was because
Of
the
farming.
Well, no.
Back in the day.
Some say farming. My mother said it's because of the kids at the school bus.
Safety.
So safety, so that
Some
there's
say
more likely
crime.
kids
We
at the
want
school
them
bus.
in darker.
Energy.
We want it darker when they're
We
standing
want them
out by
in
the-
light, and so originally they were trying to have the light hour of the school bus stop waiting.
But I think that if we just left it alone, that they'd still have daylight, right? I mean,
I don't know. So they also say, listen, they also say the reason was to save energy, to save lives by preventing traffic accidents, and reduce crime.
but they say this is when the traffic accidents are at their worst, right? Isn't that? I mean, I've been hearing that everywhere.
Well,
It's been all over the news.
That's because of cell phones. So we didn't have cell phones when they made all these
They
rules.
say that there's a spike when we fall back. There's a spike in traffic accidents.
Well, then we spring forward and everything's fine. So don't forget Saturday overnight.
I feel like we bring this up every year at this time. We debate the benefits or the lack of benefits in daylight saving, ending or arriving, depending on who you ask, depending on what news broadcast you're watching.
Yeah.
We do this every year where we sit there and debate the value of it. And universally, the audience does this because nobody knows why, and furthermore, nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
But everybody does want an extra hour to their weekend.
Well, and then now we have our phones which set the clock for us, so you only have to worry about your microwave, which you wait kind of 4 months to reset anyway, and figure I've made it 4, let's go 2 more, and then it'll be back to normal.
My microwave always is flashing the wrong time anyway.
Yeah.
It's always flashing.
There's always a power outage.
There's always some power surge, and it's always flashing noon, when
Yeah.
you know it's not noon.
Well, to those running the New York Marathon in this area, don't forget, fall back on Saturday night. Are you running? You're running. There's a runner right there
How
in
do
the
you
back.
feel? How do you feel?
You look great. Woo!
How do you feel?
Are you ready?
But are you ready? Are you psychologically ready? Have you run a marathon before?
This will be my 5th.
Oh, please, cheer, please. They're saying that the weather looks perfect. In case you're curious, perfect. Now, do you run in the bikini bottoms and the? No.
What, do you run in the bikini bottom?
No, but I'm always fascinated. Once you see a woman in bikini bottoms, you go, she's gonna probably be in the top 10.
We're doing a running 101 class a little bit later, so
Right.
let us know how we do on this show in just a little bit.
I have got my bikini all set up backstage.
Actually, you were. I walked in. You were holding up leopard. I don't know if I don't want
You were
to.
so confused.
I walked in.
I was just holding up these running pants backstage
To her skirt, though.
to my skirt, and Ryan thought that it was somehow connected to my skirt, and he goes, "That's a really interesting look." And I thought, I wasn't even paying attention. I was just holding them up to see if I thought I could, we have to do a quick change. We have to change in 2 minutes. So it's like all about what can I wedge my body into in 2 minutes? Will these give me a hard time? Are they stretchy enough?
But from afar, they actually blended into your dress, and I thought, well, I'm going to make a compliment out of this somehow. You look really unique this morning, Cal.
That's what he said. He goes, "That's a really unique look." And I said, "What are you talking about?" And then I
she
threw
pulled them away.
I threw the leggings to the side, and he goes, "Oh, I thought that was attached."
That was my first time seeing those. Are you going to wear them, though?
I don't know. I mean, I think
good.
I'm going to try. It's leggings. It's like watching a snake swallow a pig. We all know that. We all know that
Well,
leggings are not natural. It's like giving birth to yourself. There's nothing, and you roll around on the floor and you think to yourself, my God, there are women that do this every day for I know women that don't work out.
They still wear the leggings.
They put them on just for no reason. And I think, why would you do that to yourself when it's so much easier to get into, say, sweatpants or a pair of jeans?
Oh. So you're 30 minutes away from seeing all this in action. Sarah Jessica Parker is here.
And Rosamund Pike
time for fantastic travel trivia. Here we go. That's Terry Markle from Ventura, Iowa. Terry, good morning. Happy Friday. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
We are on the phone now with Julie Householder from Kokomo, Indiana, who watches us on RTV6. Good morning, Julie. How are you?
Good morning, Kelly and Ryan. Great.
Good morning. Oh, I'm looking at you with a turtle in your hands. It's a turtle, right?
Yes. Yeah. We were at Grand Cayman.
Grand Cayman
Farm.
Oh,
Nice.
wow. Very cool. All right, so Julie has given us two statements. One is fact, one is fiction. If you stump us, you win the mug. We're going to try and figure this out. The first one, I was homecoming queen in high school.
I would believe that.
Okay. The second one, I was a county fair queen last year.
You know what, Julie? Either way, you're winning, aren't you? You're basically winning in life. Yep.
So the county fair queen last year, what is that? And what kind of...
Yeah, what are your duties?
Well, just to show up at public events like ribbon cuttings and stuff like that.
And what have you had to go to specifically in the last year?
A new building, and then a cutting the ribbon at a when they're breaking ground.
You guys have a guess?
Yeah, we have a guess.
Okay.
We have a guess.
What is your guess?
We think you were the homecoming queen in high school.
That is correct.
Yo. We are aligned. We are on it.
I'm not
All right.
gonna lie, Julie made that easy for us. Julie, you're my kind of girl. You're a terrible liar.
I am.
Yes.
Well, we keep the mug, but we spin the wheel to see
we're
what you play.
spinning it. Here's a great prize, the Club Barbados, 7 days and 6 nights in an oceanfront room. It's all inclusive. This trip is provided in part by Priceline. It's a prize valued at $8,300. Julie, you have 20 seconds and only one guess. Good luck.
Thank you.
So on yesterday's show, we talked with Diane Lane. How did Diane say she got around New York City when she was a kid?
On a skateboard.
That is it.
Congratulations, you and a guest will enjoy 7 days and 6 nights at the Club Barbados Resort and Spa. The Club Barbados Resort and Spa offers an idyllic waterfront setting with sweeping views of the turquoise Caribbean Sea on the island's famous west coast. Guests can be as active or as relaxed as they please, with all-inclusive offerings such as water sports, tennis, a fitness center, freshwater swimming pools, 3 bars, gourmet dining, and more. Your prize is valued at approximately $8,300.
Beautiful. Congratulations.
Way to go, Julie.
Thank you so much.
All right, now you get to help make the day of a lucky member of our studio audience who will receive a $500 appliance package from Cuisinart. So please pick a number between 1 and 235.
103.
Julie, have a great weekend. Thank you for watching.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. We'll be right back with Sarah Jessica Parker.
Still ahead on Live, you'll want to run the New York City Marathon. Start by taking our lesson in Running 101. Actress Rosamund Pike. Coming up next, Sarah Jessica Parker.
I wish I could wake up.
Oh, Gelman's in a tizzy because it's the weekend.
Gelman is so excited. Oh, my God.
We'll tell you why he's excited. First, Monday, Jude Law is going to be here.
Yeah.
That's right. And from the series Bull, Christopher Jackson is also here.
And here's why he's excited.
Oh,
We
my
begin,
gosh.
it's a roof week.
Next week, yeah.
Next week with a look at some seasonal doggy gangers.
Dangerous.
Dangers.
Doggy Dangers or Doppelgangers?
No,
no,
Doppelgangers is a separate contest.
I can't see.
I know,
So
it's hard.
Doppelgangers, right?
Yeah,
Are
are like
people that-
doppelgangers
Right,
when you
but-
look like your dog.
But those were the photos you asked us to take last night, correct?
Yes.
And Chewy was...
But people were sending them in, and we've got some that we're showing later on. They're very funny. People who look like
So then we also have Doggy Dangers as well.
on Monday. Yes.
I know.
Very confused.
All I know is that he sent us a text last night saying,
Oh, he said, can you real quick can you take pictures of yourself with your dog? And, you know, Chewy does not get out of bed for less than $10,000 a day, guys.
Forget the photo.
Just kidding. Anyway, I was surprised at how much we look alike.
you said acting like the dog as well, and so I put a toy in my mouth and dressed up as a dog and laid in a dog bed, and I don't know if I got the assignment right or not. Then Shayna walked in. What is going on?
All right, let's get to it. She's a style icon and an actress who does it all. Hey, she plays a singer in her new film, Here and Now. Please welcome back to the show, Sarah Jessica Parker.
Hi, you two. Oh, good to have friends back together, right?
We get
How are you? Good to see
very
you.
excited. Yeah.
I know you do.
We were just on the phone about 8 hours ago.
When you walk out, she does this to me.
I was like, oh, look. Yeah. I'm always like, 'cause you bring, I like to say, you bring the magic, you bring the sparkle.
Okay.
You're very good at bringing the sparkle, and you did it. Like head to toe, you guys. I feel like you have to get out of here. No.
Wait, what were you on the phone discussing previously?
None of your business.
We
She
wanted
just
to be our business.
She wanted to know what to expect. She said, I'm very nervous. Is Ryan going to hit me with the hard-hitting question?
Yes, I've been waiting to ask you about this new hobby that you have.
Oh, mahjong.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, are we in? Are we into it officially?
I don't know much about
Okay.
it. So
I didn't either until recently. Do you know mahjong?
I don't
You
know mahjong. I know
you are a mahjong player.
You think I am?
Oh, for sure.
If you are, I am.
You are. Does anyone? People must know mahjong, right?
Yeah.
People must know mahjong. People. Now I'm a people who know mahjong.
So there are two kinds of people: mahjong players and non-mahjong players.
But the people would welcome the non. Meaning that's how I.
So you're a welcoming.
I am.
You're a
I think
giver.
we're a hospitable group. I have wanted to play for a long time. I thought my brain wasn't equipped. Like I thought it was a particular way of thinking. I'm not a competitive game player, but it's really hard, but it's an extremely satisfying game, and it's one of the only games I think of. I imagine that you don't feel awful or inferior when you lose because you learn something every single time you play. Like you learn. It's a really complex, wonderful way to spend time with people that you like.
Do you have a group of mahjong? Oh,
yes.
Is that a mahjong?
Yes.
What is that?
That's me. I think I won. I think without jokers, which apparently is quite something, which I'm only attributing to being a beginner, that happened. So there's a card released every year. I don't even have a set. We share a set. It rotates. There's a card released every year. You sort of learn the card. I study it. I study my card. I bring it with me wherever I go. I try to become familiar with it. We don't have to spend a huge amount of time on this. Look it up. If you choose to spend your time that way, it's a wonderful way to spend leisure time. But there's also books and museums and friends and food and family.
We were built for it.
We're going to do it.
Well, we can form a group.
We could crack
always
it.
All right. Move over, Skippo and Uno. Here we come. We'll be right back with Sarah Jessica Parker.
Still ahead on live, Rosamund Pike.
You can't keep doing this. You can't just keep dropping by whenever you feel like it.
Well, I don't think that's very fair.
I'm trying to create some kind of stability here for her, and you just keep,
Yeah, okay, I hear you.
Do you?
Yes, I
Do
hear
you really? Oh, okay.
Hi, honey.
I'm too tired for this.
I'm just gonna say goodnight to her.
It's more important.
That was a scene from Here and Now, starring S.J. course, Simon Baker is also
Simon Baker, Taylor Kinney, Gus Burney, Jacqueline Bisset plays my mother.
And you speak French in the movie.
Je parle français.
Oh, so great.
Je parle un petit. Renee Zellweger, Common.
Wow.
It's an amazing cast, and everybody said yes immediately, and I'm convinced it was because this beautiful, beautiful script by an incredibly gifted screenwriter and a great director who people wanted to work with, and it was just, we did it in 16 days, and I'm so proud of it. It's such a lovely, lovely movie. Yeah,
that's really fast.
And it's a day in the life?
It's about a woman named Vivienne who's a singer who's had some success in New York. She's sort of a standard singer. She sings at Birdland, and she's diagnosed at the very beginning of the movie with a glioblastoma, which I think a lot of us are familiar with that diagnosis now, and we know that often it's a very devastating diagnosis, and she spends the next 24 hours of her life sort of documenting it's a kind of a reckoning, and she keeps this secret. She has a daughter. She's not been a particularly present mother. She's been a sort of unreliable friend. And it's just really a story about regret and loss and love and you know, making peace with the choices that we've made. And there's an amazing song by Rufus Wainwright that he wrote for the movie.
I love Rufus Wainwright so much.
It's so good.
Yeah. And was it different for you? Because I know you've sung on Broadway. Is it different to sing in a movie?
This was really different because it's not like a big number. She's like a Birdland. She's like you know, she sings in she's sings in small clubs, and so it's a different kind of singing. And because I think our director is he's a Frenchman and was influenced a lot by French cinema, he believes that breath, like that kind of sound, is as you know, it's about interpretation as much as like big singing.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I was thinking, it's an undersinging. You know, I'm just thinking about.
He's watching the whole thing.
There's an undersinging to
Yes,
it, and a breath control, and clear diction and posture that come into play when you sing like that in that type of theater. Here and Now will be in theaters on demand and digital.
Sarah Jessica Parker, everybody. We return. Rosamund Pike is here.
Monday on Live from the new Fantastic Beasts sequel, Jude Law. And from the series Bull, Christopher Jackson.
Welcome back. You know her best from her Oscar-nominated role in the 2014 thriller Girl Gone. Please welcome Gone Girl. I literally can't see that far today. Please welcome the very talented Rosamund Pike.
Welcome back. You know, last time you were here, Rosamund, you were pregnant with baby number two.
Yeah.
I'm assuming everything happened?
Yep, everything went to plan.
Great. So now you have two boys.
I have two boys, yeah, who are good news is they are a team. The bad news is they're quite a naughty team. So,
that sounds like fun, though.
But team, we like teams.
Yeah, teams are
So
good.
home for them, they're being raised in London?
They're being raised in London, but they have some adventures. So they've been in Jordan recently, we've been in Botswana, we've been in all for making movies. And
wow.
My older son's school's being very accommodating in letting us take him out every so often. So yeah, they're being raised all over the place.
It's got to be very exciting for them, I would think.
And they have this wonderful idea that adults are just really fun, which is nice.
Right.
You know?
Well, that will change, won't it?
Right.
The teenage years will come.
I guess so, but yeah, they've had some pretty good adventures. We were just in Jordan, and I took them camping in the desert. I was making the movie that we're talking about, A Private War, and I booked an experience to go out with the Bedouin and ride camels and sleep under the stars, but I booked this experience which was called a bivouac experience, which I thought meant a rudimentary tent, but I didn't realize it meant no tent.
Oh, so there's no tent?
There was no tent, no.
So you sleep out under the sky?
I sleep out under the stars, and I had decided that if we were going to be in a tent, I should really take some bedding, so I took this very nice crisp white linen from the Grand Hyatt in Amman, right? And then, of course, you know, you arrive in however many 1,000 kilometers square of sand, and the idea of unfurling these white sheets from the Grand Hyatt seemed frankly absurd. So obviously, I didn't do that. But
we won't tell the Grand
Hyatt. We don't transmit that far. So how has your world changed since Gone Girl? I mean, that was such a big movie.
Yeah, or Girl Gone. I like that. It was. Maybe we would have sold more copies.
We've seen it so many times we like to call it Girl Gone.
I got makeup remover in my eyes on Wednesday and Halloween.
True.
I still can't see.
He has not been right since Halloween on Wednesday.
Yeah. I know the feeling. Yeah, life did change in that people are slightly wary of me.
Is that true?
Yeah, some people. I was in. I remember soon after the movie came out. I appreciated that it was a movie that a lot of people wanted to see in the theatres. But I was in Soho in London, and I was coming back from some work, and I stopped in a deli to buy some ham. I wanted some, you know, Italian ham. And this woman was slicing this Serrano ham, and she, you know, one of those big machines.
Yeah.
And I was just like, she was just looking at me. I was like, oh, careful, lady, you're going to cut your fingers off in a minute. And then she was like, are you Amy Dunn? And I said, no. And she was like, you really, why are you here? And I said, oh, because I live in London. She's like, you do? And it was like, her face was just saying, you should really not be out on the streets, and you should definitely not be buying cold cuts.
Guess what? That's when you know you're a good actor. When the deli lady is terrified.
Still, the thought of that machine and the finger is all wrong. Coming up, we'll find out more about the transforming of Rosemary's latest role. Stay with us right after this.
Did you miss UFC champ Daniel Cormier showing Ryan some moves? Check out our clip of the day. Just go to our website to watch.
What's with the fancy bra?
Calling this a bra? This is not a bra. This is La Perla. I mean, if anyone's going to pull my corpse from a trench, I want them to be impressed.
Right. The tough war correspondent.
That's Rosamund Pike in A Private War, of course. A very gripping story about a real person.
Yeah.
Marie Colvin.
Marie Colvin. She was an American-born journalist for the Sunday Times in England, and she went to some of the most dangerous places on earth because she believed that, you know, unless someone went to these places and told the story of the people on the ground and cut through what governments were trying to say, you know, no one would really know the truth. And she had a total commitment to giving voice to the voiceless, but she was also this confounding, glamorous, fun. Bundle of contradictions, you know, also a huge heroine, but you know, intensely glamorous, as you see from La Perla. You know what? You know, very few war correspondents probably care about the fine lingerie underneath their combat gear, but that was her through and through. You know, huge sense of style, huge compassion for people, and she just kind of lived a hard and committed life.
Like every day was her last day on Earth. Some
I
would
think
say.
you have to go to these places knowing that you could be killed, and I think that's a kind of level of courage that I truly admire.
What's sort of playing a real person? What sort of things did you have to really focus on or do in terms of movements or transformations to play?
Well, when I first could have got into studying Marie and I watched footage of her online, there's something so compelling and just charismatic about her, and I thought, okay, I don't want to transmit this through me. I want to get this odd physicality that she has. I mean, my goodness, she's someone whose career and life in the field sort of wore heavy on her. You see in that clip, she's wearing an eye patch. She had her eye shot out by a rocket-propelled grenade when she was in Sri Lanka, and that was a time when she actually stood up. She was under a fire and she stood up and she said, I'm a journalist, I'm American. And at one stage that would have been a shield, you know, that would have protected you, and really that was the turning point. And obviously we're now in a climate now where journalists are, you know, it is not safe to declare yourself a journalist. It is absolutely not a shield. It might even make you a target. So I wanted to take her on in my whole body, which is changing the way I walk and actually kind of carry that tension that she carried with her. I actually shrunk 1.5 centimeters. playing her because I was so determined to sort of hold my shoulders up there. And I went for a medical for my next job, and they measured me, and they said, you know, 172. I said, well, I'm not, I'm 173. She said, well, actually, you're 171 and a half, but I rounded it up. And I was like, really? I said, can we check that again?
Wow.
And so I thought it was kind of cool that someone can live in your body and actually affect you permanently until you get on a rack.
She did have that posture of somebody that was expecting incoming fire.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, you are in a place where you can be shot at. And she was particularly someone who thought you cannot get the story unless you're as close as you can possibly be. And, you know, she's with the civilians on the ground. You know, she was actually killed in Syria in 2012. She was one of the only journalists in the besieged city of Homs. And she just couldn't leave because she said, you know, there are 28,000 people trapped in this city. The world doesn't know what's going on. And if I leave, that story's not out there.
Oh, no. Well, you can see this powerful role in A Private War, which is in theaters in New York and LA today and nationwide November 16th. Great to see you. Thanks for coming.
When we come back, we're going to learn how to run. Running 101. Hang around.
Tuesday on Live from This Is Us, Chrissy Metz.
You changed.
You changed.
You changed those
the
aren't the ones.
New York City Marathon is this Sunday. But you don't have to race to enjoy the 26 miles. You can get the benefits of running just by watching this show. Anyway, you're going to teach us Running 101. He's a fitness expert. His name is Joey Thurman. Hi, Joey.
Hi. Good to see you, Joey. So what are like the biggest benefits of running?
Now, running 5 minutes a day reduces your risk of cardiovascular disease by 45%, increases your life expectancy by 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it can also, running regularly, can cut down risk of breast cancer by 25%, gastric cancer by 50%, and depression by 19%.
I would say depression by like 99%.
Exactly.
And why do most people do it?
Form. Well, most people run because they want to feel good, but most people do it wrong because their form is wrong. So running is something that most of us have done, but we've not been taught to do correctly. So we end up breaking and causing all sorts of issues from the kinetic chain.
When I'm running, I'm looking at other people's feet, wondering if mine are wrong.
I always think everybody else looks ridiculous running, and that I'm perfect. And then when I've seen myself run, like in the reflection of something, I can't believe how ridiculous I look.
Well, you know, I always feel like a machine, and you're a machine yourself, too. So
what's the correct way to do it?
So we're going to do some drills here. Now, the running drills, essentially, these bring up the blood flow, and they're going to teach proper form. So we're going to start with a march. So we're going to come up. Now, opposite hand, cheek to cheek here. We're going to drive down on the forefoot, drive, and we're going to walk forward. Knee up, drive down, cheek to cheek. Are you at that cheek, Ryan? Bring them up.
I think so.
Now we're going to shuffle back. We're going to be on the forefoot. Shuffle back, stay on that forefoot. There it is. Now that's just called a standing march. Now we're going to go right into an A-skip. This is a sprinting exercise. Sprinters have great abs because they bring that knee up and they're driving down. They got great hamstrings and glutes. So we're going to skip like a little kid, come up, hit the bottom, right on that forefoot. That's it. Pop it up, pop it up, pop it up, pop it up. Okay. Just like that, right? Now bring it back. Your form
just
is
like all the marathon runners this weekend.
That's right. Okay, what else? Have you guys ever stepped on dog poop before?
Regularly.
Okay, now you want to show the audience that dog poop, dorsiflex the foot, and paw that dog poop off. Get it off there. Now we're going to move forward. Come on. Pop it. Get that dog poop off. Get it off. Get it off. Move the arms, and we're going to bring it back. Shuffle back, 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 back. Excellent job. Now running.
Why am I out of breath?
Is that just warming up?
That's just warming up, man. I'm done. I'm not sending you a bill for this, I swear. All right, so running is essentially, it's controlled falling over and over again. So chin up, chest up. Pretend that there's a rope pulling your chest forward. I'm just going to fall into it. Fall into it. You can come with me. Fall into it. You feel that? So then naturally we're landing on that forefoot. Now you're doing a sprinter run there, Ryan, but it's cool, man. Usain Bolt over here.
I'm very busy. I have to
come on now, bring it back.
I just want you to know that every trainer I've ever worked with has told me that I don't fall forward enough when I run, that I'm too upright.
Yeah, just try to keep falling forward.
Key, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Keep that head up.
Right.
And then you want to pump the arms. If we pump the arms, the legs follow as well. Okay?
Right.
Running seems so much easier earlier. Now it's complicated.
Well, you know, now.
You gotta think about
Now, the next thing, we're going to mobilize and stabilize the muscles. We're going to get them to fire. So we're going to come down into a wobble lunge. You guys are going to love this one.
Yeah, I am.
You come down to that lunge, weight on the heel. I want you to wobble as you come down, side to side, then wobble on the way up. This gets those muscles firing here.
Yep.
And then we can explode forward. So we want to pop that ground when we're running, and this helps with any sort of joints issue because
you don't
those
have
muscles are
any
firing.
you have no body fat. I'm just watching veins and muscles.
Veins and muscle. If you want that, do this. Check out Joey's book, 365 Health Fitness Hacks. Good luck to all the runners at the marathon this weekend. You can watch starting at 9 p.m. on Channel 7 in New York and on ESPN2 around the country. We'll be right back with some doppelganger entries. Stay with us.
Do you look like your dog? Enter Live's Doggleganger photo contest. You'll win a $500 prize and might show your photo on TV. Go to our website for all the details.